Part two of using LinkedIn is learning how to find very specific email addresses, especially when those individuals who you are trying to contact on LinkedIn maybe not using LinkedIn very actively, and so they may not see your message for many weeks or even many months. This can obviously be very frustrating as you are in the job search or just wanting to connect with professionals in your field. So let me walk you through another way to go about connecting with someone, given another tool that's called Hunter.io, which we will get to in just a moment. So when you go into LinkedIn, there are times that individuals are just not extremely active on the platform, meaning that you will send them requests and you just will not hear back from them. Obviously, this is not preferred because the point of LinkedIn is to network, but there are times when alumni will create a profile and then they don't really use it regularly. So I want to go back into our alumni database. I'm going to click on Wells Fargo because this is a really big company. And I'm going to choose someone at random. So I'm just going to choose this very first person at random. So if I were to go to wellsfargo.com and put in Lisbeth Munoz's name, there is no way her name is going to pop up in some random search. Wells Fargo has thousands and thousands of people nationwide, and they just are not going to have that list on their website. Now, larger companies, this will be the typical case, and this is when this other platform can be really helpful. If you are looking into startup companies, smaller organizations, nonprofits, educational units, arts organizations, etc., those are much more, easily to find their email addresses on their website, simply because they do have a smaller staff. But with larger organizations like Wells Fargo, they will not have that list readily available. But it doesn't mean you cannot find their email address, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So let's pretend that Lisbeth, you have sent her a connection and she has not responded in the last 2 months. So again, she may not be very active on LinkedIn and doesn't even know that you did message her. So the website I would like to show you is called hunter.io. And this is a free platform that you do not need to pay for. You do need to sign up for a free account. And I really enjoy using this filter, find email by name. Sometimes the company, for whatever reason, does not work as well. So I really like to use the find email by name as my main filter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy her name and I'm going to paste her name here into the Finder. And then I am going to type for the company, Wells Fargo. And you'll notice that wellsfargo.com comes up. So that's the one I'm going to use. And there is her email address. So elizabeth.munoz@wellsfargo.com. Now, one thing that I do notice here is that you notice the function of the email. So it looks like the first name dot last name at wellsfargo.com. So for instance, if I go back to all of these individuals, Alex Nunez, Samantha, Samuel, Bryson, most likely, if I type in samuel.adams@wellsfargo.com, that will be the actual email address for them as well. So once you know the system of their email address, you can try other names with the same function. Now, once I have her email, I'm not using LinkedIn anymore. I'm going to my professional email and I am sending an introductory email this way. Now, what's so powerful about email is that most of us spend a lot of time on emails every single day, especially those of us who work full time. And so, unlike having to go into LinkedIn, you have a much better chance of finding someone through Hunter.io and emailing them and getting actually connected to them because they most likely will receive their email to their work email address. So if I go back, we can try one more. So let's see. I'll click on Bryson here. Again, just copying, coming back to Hunter.io. And once again, we find Bryson's email. So again, that same function, bryson.lastname@wellsfargo.com. So again, just notice the trend of how emails are set up for this particular company. And you really can email anyone once you know their first and last name. I hope this was helpful, and feel free to jump into Hunter.io and play around with it a little bit. I honestly recommend using this formula for emailing, for career conversations, for information about companies, opportunities for jobs. than really any other formula. Sometimes LinkedIn can be a really great resource. Other times it can be a limitation. So try using Hunter.io to actually get their email addresses and hopefully get right in their inbox where they will see your email and correspond with you very quickly. I hope you enjoy this process.